Hello friends, this is Saurabh here, back again at Progressive Coder. In this series about OpenShift, we already looked at how do we install OpenShift on our local machine using a combination of Minishift and Oracle VirtualBox. I have the link to the video over here. But continuing our discussions, we will next look at the web console view of OpenShift. So OpenShift comes packaged with a very nice user interface which you can use to do most of the functions that OpenShift has to offer. In today's video, we are going to have a walkthrough of this web console view, and also we'll try and deploy a dummy application on this web console view and see what all resources are created by OpenShift behind the scenes for us. So if you haven't subscribed this channel already, I would request you to please subscribe the channel and also press the bell icon so that you get notified as soon as we upload a new video. So let's start with looking at the web console view of OpenShift. Alright, so here we are looking at the OpenShift web console view. So you have this catalog over here which showcases a lot of the builder images that ship along with OpenShift. If we look at a small sample of the same, we could see languages. There is support for all the major programming languages such as Java, JavaScript, .NET, Perl, Ruby, PHP and Python. So if you see JavaScript, for example, you have support for Node.js and Node.js plus MongoDB. If you see Java, you have support for Wildfly servers. You have support for Python, also Django framework. If you look at databases, we have some of the most common databases such as MongoDB, MySQL, Postgre and MariaDB. We also have, from the middleware perspective, we have web servers such as HTTP server. From a CI/CD point of view, we have Jenkins, and then there are a bunch of other images also. Most predominant one of these is Nginx, which is again a web server as well as a reverse proxy. Depending on your installation, the set of available builder images may vary. Sometimes when Red Hat does a deal with enterprises, they will also place some of the other images along with the package. Irrespective of what happens, all the images which are in the catalog will be visible in this front view. On the right hand side, you can see project details. So currently when we installed OpenShift using Minishift, it created a dummy project for us by the name of my project. And you can actually create more projects for yourself. So let's see how we do that in this section. So we can just click on create project and a dialog box opens up, and we can fill up some basic details like my first project, and I can just give a display name my first project, and basically the same thing can be copied over. And then just as soon as we click create, the project is created. Unfortunately, I was kicked out because my session had expired, but we can just log in here again and let's try it out again. My first project, as a display name, and that's it. So we can see our new project also showing up in this list over here. And basically this list is populated based on how many projects you as a user might have access to. So if you have access to 10 projects, all those 10 projects will be listed over here. And just by clicking one of the projects, you can enter the project level dashboard. So what is a project really in OpenShift? So you could think of project as a kind of logical partition where you will keep applications belonging to your system. If you have worked with Kubernetes before, you might have heard about the term Kubernetes namespace, which is again basically a logical partition of resources, and the same function is done by a project in OpenShift. Since OpenShift is built on top of Kubernetes, they have taken the idea of Kubernetes namespace. So in essence, an OpenShift project is simply an extension of the Kubernetes namespace. This overview page right now, what we see is empty because we don't have any applications deployed to our project. Basically the my first project, there's no application, so everything is empty over here. On the left hand side, you can see the navigation bar where you can look at the various resources in your OpenShift project. So if you hover on the applications tab, you can see something called as deployments, pods, services, routes. And if you go to builds, you will see the builds, pipelines and images. Resources talks about the overall resource quota allocated to this project. Membership, basically this membership controls who all can view your project. Config maps, secrets and other resources. Storage, you can look at how much storage has been consumed in your project. Monitoring shows basically the activities being generated in your project, and catalog again takes you back to the overall catalog of images that ships along with OpenShift. So this is basically your high level view of the project area as such, and now we can look at how to deploy an application in this project. Alright, so now we are going to try and deploy an application to this project and see what happens. So to do that, we are going to click on Browse Catalog. We are going to deploy the application in the simplest way possible. So we'll click on Browse Catalog, and then we are going to try out a Node.js application first of all. So we'll select this option, Node.js, and this will open up a dialog box of sorts where some basic information is requested. So it talks about the builder image and where you can see the documentation of this builder image and all that. We click on next, and here we can select the version of Node.js. So currently OpenShift 3.11 supports version 6, 8 and 10. Then we can enter the application name. My first application. And here we are going to use a sample repository that ships along with OpenShift. So OpenShift, as part of its package, also gives us a lot of the sample applications which we can deploy and see. So we are just going to click on try sample repository, and now if you see, we have got a Git URL over here. So this is hosted somewhere on GitHub, and it's a sample Node.js application basically. So this is all that is required, and we can just click on create, and we can now see the message, my first application has been created in my first project successfully, and we can just click on close. And if we go to overview now, we will be able to see a different view over here, and you can see that there has been some automatic configuration that has taken place where an application with the name which we gave has been created. And the interesting thing here is that a build has started. So build is basically taking a clone of the GitHub repository and trying to compile the source code using Node.js builder image. And if you see over here, the image has been built pretty fast and push has been successful. And then we also saw a pod starting up on the right hand side. So this dark blue color indicates that the application is up and running. Also, another interesting thing that came up is the root of this application. So we have got a DNS root which has been automatically generated by OpenShift using the details which we provided. So if you see closely, application name, then the project name, and then the host name basically, which is the local computer in this case. So on a particular DNS root has been generated by OpenShift, and if we click on this root, it will take us to this sample application. So basically whatever sample application we deployed was supposed to render this particular page when we hit this URL, and it's just a boilerplate application, but it is a good way to demo what comes out of the build process in OpenShift. If we see on the left hand side now, we could also look at some of the other things that have got created. So if we hover on the applications tab and go to deployments, we will be able to see that a deployment has been created. We'll look at more detail on what is a deployment in coming videos, but for the time being, you can just think of it as a template for your application deployment. If you go to builds, we can also see a build which has been created, and if we go inside it, we can look at the logs from the build, and these are nothing but the compilation logs of your application, where npm basically brought all the dependencies and deployed our application, and then the image was created and pushed. So this image is basically pushed to what is known as image registry, and you can see the image registry for this project if you come to builds and then go to images. So here, as you can see, there is an image name, my first application, and this is basically the location of that particular image, and the tag for that image is latest. You can click on it and see more details and more details about the image, basically like how it was built and stuff like that, and that is basically it. If you go back to the overview now, we can see that the application is still up and running. If you want to see what is happening with our application, we can click on the pod icon over here, and as you can see, the status of this application is running, and we can go to the logs and see the runtime logs for this application. So here basically it's a simple Node application. They have started up a JavaScript file, and we also basically hit that URL, so they are displaying the logs for that particular call as well. So any runtime logs which are generated by the application will be visible over here. If you come to applications and then look at routes, you will be able to see the route that was configured and the host name. So this is basically very important in order to access your application. In future, we will see at other ways of accessing the application within the project area, but if you are trying to access the application from outside your cluster, you need a route which is created by OpenShift. So OpenShift has an inbuilt DNS system that takes care of it. If we go to the monitoring tab now, we can also see some events have now been registered. Basically all the events which have happened in our project when we deployed this application. So it starts from the build process being started, and then the pod was provisioned for the build, and once the build happened, a deployment was created, and then a pod for deployment was created again, and all these steps are there in the monitoring tab if you are interested in looking at what's going on basically. So yeah, this is basically what happens when we deploy our application. So in this particular video, we looked at the OpenShift Web Console overview and how we can deploy an application through the Web Console and see it running. So this is what we are going to cover in this video. In future videos, we are going to try and deploy our own application. Basically, we'll try to create a Node.js application and then deploy it over here using our GitHub repo, so that we can get an end-to-end overview. If you liked this video, please do subscribe to the channel And also don't forget to press the bell icon, because as soon as I upload this video you can get notified that way. And stay tuned for upcoming videos on this channel. Have a nice day, everyone.